and cautious optimism reflecting in their depths. Sliding into the driver's seat, Blues turned the ignition, and the engine roared to life with a familiar rumble. The radio crackled softly, tuned to a classic rock station that played hits from decades past. As they pulled away from the auction house, the tires crunched over the gravel, creating a rhythmic cadence that seemed to lull Chance into a state of calm. The road home meandered through the outskirts of town, flanked by fields of tall grass that swayed gently in the evening breeze. Farmhouses dotted the landscape, their windows aglow with the warm light of families settling in for the night. Blues's cabin was nestled at the end of a narrow dirt path, surrounded by a copse of ancient oak trees whose branches stretched skyward, their leaves rustling like whispers in the wind. As they approached the cabin, the familiar silhouette of the place Blues had called home for as long as he could remember came into view. The structure was modest, its wooden exterior weathered by years of exposure to the elements, yet it exuded a charm that spoke of resilience and comfort. A stone chimney rose from the roof, a thin wisp of smoke curling upward, hinting at the warmth within. Blues parked the truck beside a stack of neatly chopped firewood, the scent of pine mingling with the crisp evening air. He turned to Chance, who had perked up, ears twitching as he took in the new surroundings. "Welcome home, Chance," Blues said with a smile, opening the passenger door. Chance leaped down, his paws landing softly on the grass. He sniffed the ground, tail wagging tentatively as he explored the immediate vicinity. Blues led the way to the front porch, the wooden steps creaking under their combined weight. He pushed open the door, and they stepped into the cozy interior of the cabin. The main room was a blend of rustic charm and personal history. A stone fireplace dominated one wall, its mantel adorned with framed photographs capturing moments from Blues's life. A younger Blues holding up a freshly caught fish, his mother laughing as she tended to a garden, and a family portrait taken during a long-ago Christmas, the tree twinkling in the background. A well-worn sofa faced the hearth, draped with a quilt that Blues's grandmother had sewn by hand. Bookshelves lined another wall, filled with an eclectic mix of novels, manuals, and trinkets collected over the years. In the corner, a modest kitchen area featured open shelves stocked with mismatched dishes, a small wooden table with 2 chairs, and a vintage refrigerator that hummed softly. The air carried the faint scent of cedarwood, mingling with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Chance padded across the hardwood floor, his nails clicking softly as he took in his new environment. His nose twitched, picking up the myriad scents that told the story of the cabin and its inhabitants. "You must be hungry," Blues remarked, heading to the kitchen. He opened a cabinet and retrieved a can of dog food, the label depicting a happy canine enjoying a hearty meal. Grabbing a bowl from the shelf, he emptied the contents into it and set it down on a mat near the table. Chance approached cautiously, sniffing the offering before taking a tentative lick. Satisfied, he began to eat with more enthusiasm, his tail wagging in appreciation. While Chance ate, Blues busied himself by lighting a fire in the hearth. The flames crackled to life, casting a warm, flickering glow that danced across the walls, banishing the evening chill. He then prepared a simple meal for himself, a sandwich and a cup of tomato soup, the steam rising in gentle spirals. After dinner, Blues settled onto the sofa, patting the space beside him. "Come here, Chance." The dog hesitated for a moment before hopping up, curling into a ball with his head resting on Blues's thigh. Blues stroked Chance's fur, feeling the tension gradually melt away from the dogs. In the days that followed, a delicate dance of trust began to unfold between Blues and Chance. The cabin, once a sanctuary of solitude for Blues, now resonated with the subtle sounds of companionship, the soft patting of paws on wooden floors, the gentle jingling of a collar, and the occasional contented sigh from a dog discovering the comforts of a new home. Blues understood that patience was paramount. He recalled reading that rebuilding trust with a dog, especially one with a traumatic past, required time and consistent positive experiences. He made it a point to maintain a routine, feeding Chance at the same times each day, taking him for walks along the same paths, and offering gentle words of encouragement during their interactions. At first, Chance was cautious, his movements tentative as he navigated the unfamiliar environment. He would flinch at sudden noises, and his eyes often darted around, as if anticipating unforeseen threats. Blues noticed these signs of past trauma and made a conscious effort to create a calm and predictable atmosphere. He spoke in soothing tones, avoided abrupt movements, and ensured that Chance had a safe space, a cozy corner with a plush bed, where he could retreat whenever he felt overwhelmed. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm amber glow through the cabin's windows, Blues sat on the porch steps, strumming his guitar. The melody was soft, a tune his mother used to hum during quiet moments. Chance lay a few feet away, his head resting on his paws, ears twitching in response to the gentle chords. "You know, buddy," Blues began, his voice barely above a whisper, "I think we're both learning to heal." He glanced at Chance, who lifted his head, amber eyes meeting Blues's gaze. "It's not easy, but having you here, it helps." As the days turned into weeks, small milestones marked the progress of their burgeoning bond. Chance began to follow Blues around the cabin, his once cautious steps now more confident. He would wag his tail, a slow, tentative motion, whenever Blues approached with his leash, signaling readiness for their daily walks. During these walks, Chance started to explore more, his nose sniffing the air, picking up scents carried by the breeze. Blues introduced gentle play into their routine, tossing a soft ball across the yard. The first time, Chance merely watched, his head tilted in curiosity. But with each subsequent toss, he inched closer until one day, he mustered the courage to chase after the ball, bringing it back with a sense of accomplishment. Nights in the cabin grew warmer, not just from the crackling fire in the hearth, but from the companionship that filled the once quiet space. Chance would curl up at the foot of Blues's bed, providing a comforting presence that eased the loneliness that had settled over Blues since his mother's passing. In return, Blues's gentle pats and reassuring words offered Chance the security he had long been denied. Their mutual healing was evident in the subtle changes that outsiders began to notice. Mrs. Clara Jenkins, during one of her visits to deliver a homemade pie, remarked on the transformation. "Blues, that dog of yours, he's got a spark in his eyes now." Blues smiled, glancing at Chance, who was lounging comfortably by the fireplace. "We're helping each other, Mrs. Jenkins." The bond between man and dog deepened, built on a foundation of trust, patience, and shared experiences. Blues found solace in caring for Chance, his grief gradually giving way to a renewed sense of purpose. Chance, in turn, blossomed under Blues's unwavering dedication, his past fears slowly dissolving in the light of newfound love and security. Together, they embarked on a journey of healing, proving that even the deepest wounds could mend with time, compassion, and the unspoken understanding that often exists between kindred souls. As the bond between Blues and Chance deepened, they began to venture beyond the familiar confines of the cabin and its immediate surroundings. Blues believed that exposing Chance to new experiences would aid in his healing process, helping him overcome lingering fears and insecurities. However, the world beyond their sanctuary presented challenges that would test their resilience and commitment to one another. One crisp morning, with the scent of pine hanging in the air and the ground adorned with a delicate frost, Blues decided it was time to introduce Chance to the nearby town. The town of Maplewood was a quaint settlement, characterized by its cobblestone streets, historic brick buildings, and a central square that hosted a bustling farmers' market every Saturday. Blues hoped that the lively yet friendly atmosphere would provide a gentle introduction to social settings for Chance. As they approached the town square, the distant hum of chatter, laughter, and the occasional bark of other dogs reached their ears. Chance's ears perked up, his posture tensing slightly as he took in the unfamiliar sounds and scents. Sensing his companion's unease, Blues knelt beside Chance, offering a reassuring pat. "It's all right, buddy. We'll take it slow," Blues murmured, his voice calm and steady. They began to weave through the market stalls, where vendors displayed an array of goods, from vibrant, freshly harvested vegetables to handcrafted jewelry that glinted under the morning sun. The aroma of baked goods wafted through the air, mingling with the scent of blooming chrysanthemums from a nearby florist's stand. Despite Blues' soothing presence, Chance's anxiety became evident. His tail hung low, and his eyes darted nervously, reflecting the cacophony of stimuli surrounding him. A sudden loud clang from a dropped metal pan caused Chance to flinch, his body trembling as memories of past traumas resurfaced. Noticing Chance's distress, a kind-faced woman from a nearby stall stepped forward. Her apron bore traces of flour, and her hands held a small, freshly baked biscuit. "Poor thing looks scared out of his wits," she said softly, extending the biscuit toward Chance. "Here, sweetheart, this might help." Chance eyed the offering warily, his nose twitching as he caught the enticing scent. With a gentle nudge from Blues, he inched forward, cautiously accepting the treat from the woman's hand. "Thank you, ma'am," Blues said gratefully. "He's been through a lot." The woman nodded, her eyes reflecting empathy. "It takes time, but with love and patience, he'll find his way." Encouraged by the positive interaction, Blues continued to guide Chance through the market. They paused at various stalls, allowing Chance to observe and acclimate at his own pace. Children approached with curiosity, their small hands reaching out to pet him, and while Chance remained cautious, he began to show signs of tentative acceptance. However, not all encounters were as encouraging. As they neared the end of the market, a group of boisterous teenagers rushed past, their loud voices and sudden movements startling Chance. He recoiled, pressing against Blues' leg, his body trembling. "Hey, watch it!" Blues called out, frustration tinged with concern. One of the teenagers glanced back, a dismissive smirk on his face. "It's just a dog, man." Blues took a deep breath, reining in his irritation. He knelt beside Chance, gently stroking his fur. "You're okay, buddy. They're gone now." Recognizing that Chance had reached his threshold for the day, Blues decided it was time to return to the tranquility of the cabin. The journey home was quiet, the rhythmic crunch of leaves underfoot providing a soothing backdrop. Back at the cabin, Blues settled into his favorite armchair, a relic passed down from his grandfather, its leather worn but comforting. Chance curled up at his feet, his eyes reflecting a mixture of exhaustion and trust. "Today was tough, huh?" Blues mused, reaching down to scratch behind Chance's ears. "But we'll keep trying. Together." As the days turned into weeks, Blues and Chance continued their excursions, each outing a blend of progress and setbacks. They visited quiet parks, hiked along secluded trails, and gradually reintroduced the bustling town environment. With each experience, Chance's confidence grew, his trust in Blues unwavering. Through shared challenges and triumphs, their bond solidified, illustrating the profound impact of patience, understanding, and unwavering companionship. Together, they navigated the complexities of healing, proving that even the most daunting obstacles could be overcome with love and persistence. As the bond between Blues and Chance deepened, Blues began to notice subtle nuances in Chance's behavior that hinted at untapped potential. One crisp autumn morning, as golden leaves pirouette from the trees, Blues decided to explore these inklings further. The day began like any other, with the sun casting a warm glow over the cabin's rustic wooden floors. Blues prepared breakfast, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with the scent of sizzling bacon. Chance sat attentively by his side, his amber eyes following Blues's every move. "You know, buddy," Blues mused, glancing down at Chance, "I have a feeling there's more to you than meets the eye." After breakfast, Blues led Chance to the open field behind the cabin. The meadow stretched out like a verdant tapestry, bordered by towering oaks whose branches swayed gently in the breeze. Blues had set up a simple obstacle course, a series of wooden hurdles, a tunnel made from an old barrel, and a makeshift seesaw crafted from a sturdy plank and a log. "Let's see what you can do," Blues encouraged, his voice filled with anticipation. At first, Chance approached the course with trepidation. His ears perked up, and his nose quivered as he sniffed the unfamiliar structures. Blues demonstrated each obstacle, leaping over the hurdles and crawling through the tunnel, his laughter echoing through the meadow. Come on, Chance. It's your turn. Blues called out, his face flushed with exertion and joy. Tentatively, Chance approached the first hurdle. He glanced at Blues, who nodded encouragingly. With a sudden burst of energy, Chance leaped over the hurdle, his movements graceful and fluid. Blues's heart swelled with pride as he watched Chance navigate the course, each successful attempt met with enthusiastic praise and affectionate pats. As the days turned into weeks, the obstacle course became a cherished part of their routine. Chance's confidence grew with each session, his initial hesitation replaced by eager anticipation. Blues introduced new challenges, such as fetching specific items or responding to hand signals, and Chance excelled, his intelligence and agility shining through. One afternoon, while practicing in the meadow, a distant cry for help shattered the tranquility. Blues's head snapped up, his eyes scanning the horizon. Without hesitation, Chance bolted toward the sound, his powerful legs propelling him forward. "Chance, wait!" Blues shouted, sprinting after him. They reached the edge of a nearby creek, where a young boy clung to a slippery rock, the swift current threatening to sweep him away. Without a moment's pause, Chance plunged into the water, his strong limbs cutting through the torrent. He reached the boy, gently gripping the back of his shirt with his teeth, and guided him safely to the shore. Blues arrived moments later, breathless and wide-eyed. He knelt beside the boy, checking for injuries. "Are you okay?" The boy nodded, tears mingling with the water on his cheeks. I slipped. If it weren't for your dog." Blues's gaze shifted to Chance, who stood nearby, his fur drenched, yet his eyes gleaming with a sense of accomplishment. "You're a hero, Chance," Blues whispered, his voice thick with emotion. News of the rescue spread quickly through the town of Maplewood. The once reclusive Blues and his remarkable dog became local celebrities, their story featured in the town's newspaper. Neighbors who had previously kept their distance now approached them with warmth and gratitude. Mrs. Clara Jenkins, the kindly woman who had first welcomed Blues to the community, arrived at the cabin bearing a freshly baked apple pie. "I always knew there was something special about that dog," she said, her eyes twinkling. Blues smiled, accepting the pie. "He's more than I could have ever hoped for." As the seasons changed, Blues and Chance continued to train, their bond strengthening with each passing day. They attended local events, demonstrating Chance's abilities and educating others about the importance of patience and compassion in training animals. Their journey from isolation to integration served as a testament to the transformative power of trust and love. Through their shared experiences, Blues and Chance not only healed their own wounds but also bridged the gap between themselves and the community, proving that even the most unlikely partnerships can lead to extraordinary outcomes. As the bond between Blues and Chance deepened, their journey took an unexpected turn that would not only transform their lives but also touch the hearts of many in their community. One crisp morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Blues and Chance set out for their routine jog along the winding trails near their cabin. The air was filled with the earthy scent of pine needles and the distant call of songbirds heralding the new day. As they rounded a bend, they encountered a group of hikers gathered around a young woman sitting on a rock, her face pale and contorted in pain. Without hesitation, Chance's demeanor shifted, his ears perked up, and he gently tugged at his leash, guiding Blues toward the distressed group. "Please help," one of the hikers called out upon seeing them approach. "My friend twisted her ankle, and we can't get a signal to call for assistance." Blues assessed the situation quickly. "I have a first aid kit back in my cabin," he said. "It's not far from here." Before he could finish a sentence, Chance seemed to understand the urgency. With a reassuring bark, he sprinted back toward the cabin, his powerful legs propelling him through the familiar terrain. The hikers watched in astonishment. "Is he going to get help?" one of them asked. Blues nodded, a proud smile tugging at his lips. "Chance knows the way. He'll bring back what we need." True to Blues's words, Chance returned swiftly, the handle of the first aid kit clenched gently between his teeth. The hikers erupted in relieved cheers as Blues administered basic first aid, stabilizing the injured woman's ankle. "Thank you so much," she whispered, tears of gratitude shimmering in her eyes. "Your dog is incredible." This incident sparked an idea in Blues' mind. He had always known that Chance was special, but witnessing his innate ability to sense distress and act accordingly made Blues consider the broader impact they could have together. Upon returning home, Blues delved into research about therapy and service dogs. He discovered numerous programs where dogs were trained to assist individuals with physical and emotional challenges. The more he read, the more convinced he became that Chance had a natural aptitude for this line of work. Blues reached out to a local organization that specialized in training therapy dogs. After an initial assessment, the trainers were impressed with Chance's temperament and intelligence. With proper training, Chance could make a significant difference in many lives, one of the trainers remarked. Determined to pursue this path, Blues and Chance embarked on a rigorous training program. They attended weekly sessions where Chance learned various commands and behaviors essential for a therapy dog. Blues was taught how to handle and support Chance in different environments, ensuring they functioned seamlessly as a team. Months of dedication culminated in their certification as a therapy dog team. Their first assignment was at a local veterans hospital. The sterile scent of antiseptic filled the air as Blues and Chance walked through the polished corridors, the fluorescent lights casting a clinical glow. In the common room, veterans sat in wheelchairs or reclined on sofas, their faces etched with stories of bravery and sacrifice. As Chance entered the room, a palpable shift occurred. Eyes that had been dulled by pain and fatigue sparkled with curiosity and warmth. "Well, who do we have here?" an elderly man with a navy cap asked, a grin spreading across his weathered face. "This is Chance," Blues introduced, guiding him closer. Chance approached the man gently, resting his head on the veteran's knee. The room filled with soft chuckles and murmurs as other veterans reached out to pet him, their expressions softening. Over the following weeks, Blues and Chance became regular visitors at the hospital. They participated in group therapy sessions, where veterans shared their experiences while absent-mindedly stroking Chance's fur. The simple act of petting the dog provided a calming effect, allowing many to open up about their struggles in ways they hadn't before. One afternoon, after a particularly emotional session, a young woman approached Blues. Her eyes were red-rimmed, and she clutched a photograph of a fellow soldier. "I haven't been able to talk about him," she confessed, her voice trembling. "But today, with Chance here, I felt safe." Blues nodded, understanding the profound impact Chance had. Sometimes, a gentle presence is all we need to start healing. Their work extended beyond the hospital. They visited schools, where children learned about the role of therapy dogs and the importance of empathy. They spent time at nursing homes, bringing joy to residents who eagerly awaited their visits. Through it all, Blues and Chance's bond grew stronger. They had found a shared purpose, turning a once-rejected dog into a beacon of hope and healing for many. Their journey was a testament to the transformative power of love, resilience, and second chances. As Blues and Chance's reputation as a remarkable therapy team grew, they were invited to participate in a regional conference dedicated to animal-assisted therapy. The event promised to be a gathering of professionals, enthusiasts, and beneficiaries, all eager to share their experiences and insights. The conference was held in a bustling city, a stark contrast to the serene landscapes of Maplewood. Skyscrapers pierced the sky, their glass facades reflecting the sun's brilliance, while the streets below hummed with the rhythm of urban life. Blues, accustomed to the tranquility of his cabin, felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension as he navigated the crowded avenues with Chance by his side. Upon arriving at the convention center, a sprawling complex adorned with banners showcasing various therapy animals, Blues and Chance were greeted by Dr. Olivia Martinez, the event's coordinator. Her warm smile and firm handshake put Blues at ease. "We're thrilled to have you both here," Dr. Martinez said, kneeling to offer her hand to Chance, who responded with a gentle wag of his tail. "I've heard remarkable things about your work in Maplewood." Blues smiled modestly. "Chance has been the real hero. I'm just along for the ride." The first day of the conference was filled with workshops and seminars. Blues attended sessions on advanced training techniques, the psychological benefits of animal-assisted therapy, and the latest research findings in the field. Chance, ever the attentive companion, sat quietly beside him, occasionally drawing admiring glances from fellow attendees. During a break between sessions, Blues and Chance wandered through the exhibition hall, where various organizations had set up booths. One display, in particular, caught Blues's eye, a demonstration area where therapy animals showcased their skills. Handlers guided their dogs through intricate obstacle courses, while others demonstrated calming techniques for anxious individuals. As they watched, a man approached them. Tall and impeccably dressed, he exuded an air of authority. "You must be Blues and Chance," he said, extending his hand. "I'm Richard Bennett, Director of the National Association of Therapy Animals." Blues shook his hand, noting the man's piercing gaze. "It's an honor to meet you, Mr. Bennett." Bennett's eyes shifted to Chance, his expression unreadable. "I've heard about your unconventional start. A dog rejected at auction becoming a therapy animal is quite the narrative." Blues sensed a hint of skepticism in Bennett's tone. Chance may have been overlooked once, but he's proven himself countless times since then. Bennett nodded slowly. "I'd like to see that for myself." The following day, Blues and Chance were scheduled to present a demonstration of their work. The auditorium buzzed with anticipation as attendees filled the seats, eager to witness the duo in action. Blues's heart raced as he stood backstage, adjusting his tie and glancing down at Chance, who sat calmly, exuding an aura of confidence. "Ready, boy," Blues whispered, receiving a reassuring wag in response. As they stepped onto the stage, a hush fell over the audience. Blues began by sharing their story, how a chance encounter at an auction led to a partnership that transformed not only their lives but also the lives of many they had touched. He spoke of their experiences at the Veterans Hospital, the schools, and the nursing homes, highlighting moments where Chance's intuition and compassion had made a tangible difference. "But rather than just tell you," Blues concluded, "we'd like to show you." He gestured toward a setup resembling a hospital room, complete with a bed and medical equipment. A volunteer, posing as a patient, lay on the bed, feigning distress. "Chance, seek," Blues commanded softly. Chance trotted over to the bedside, his nose twitching as he assessed the situation. Sensing the patient's discomfort, he gently rested his head on their lap, his warm presence offering solace. The volunteer smiled, visibly relaxing under Chance's touch. The audience watched in rapt attention as Blues guided Chance through a series of scenarios, comforting a child during a mock medical procedure, responding to anxiety cues by offering deep pressure therapy, and even retrieving medication bottles on command. Each demonstration showcased not only Chance's training but also his innate ability to connect and empathize. As they concluded, the auditorium erupted in applause. Blues glanced toward the back of the room, where Richard Bennett stood, his expression softened, nodding in approval. After the presentation, attendees approached Blues and Chance, sharing their admiration and stories of how therapy animals had impacted their lives. Bennett approached them last, extending his hand once more. "I must admit, I had my reservations," he said candidly. "But what I witnessed today was extraordinary. Chance is a testament to the potential that lies within every animal, regardless of their beginnings." Blues smiled, his hand resting on Chance's head. "Thank you, Mr. Bennett." All it took was someone to believe in him. The conference not only solidified Blues and Chance's credibility in the professional community, but also deepened their resolve to continue their mission. They returned. As Blues and Chance's partnership flourished, their impact on the community became increasingly profound. Their story resonated with many, inspiring acts of kindness and unity that transcended individual efforts. One sunny afternoon, as the golden rays filtered through the canopy of Maplewood's Central Park, Blues received a call from the local elementary school. The principal, Mrs. Thompson, had heard of their work and was eager to have them visit. "Our students would greatly benefit from meeting Chance," she explained, her voice tinged with hope. Many of them face challenges, and I believe your story could inspire them. Blues agreed, and a week later, they arrived at the school. The building buzzed with youthful energy, colorful artwork adorning the walls, and the faint scent of crayons lingering in the air. As they entered the auditorium, a hush fell over the room, hundreds of curious eyes fixed on the duo. Blues shared their journey, emphasizing themes of resilience, empathy, and the importance of giving others a second chance. The children listened intently, their faces reflecting a spectrum of emotions. After the talk, a young boy named Liam approached them. His tousled hair partially obscured his eyes, and he clutched a worn-out sketchbook to his chest. "This is for you," he murmured, handing Blues a drawing of Chance, rendered with remarkable detail. "Thank you, Liam. This is beautiful," Blues replied, touched by the gesture. Liam's eyes shimmered with unshed tears. "I was adopted too. Sometimes I feel like I don't belong, but hearing about Chance makes me think maybe I do." Blues knelt to meet Liam's gaze. "You belong, Liam. Just like Chance found his place, so will you." Word of their visit spread, leading to invitations from neighboring towns. Blues and Chance traveled extensively, their story bridging gaps and fostering understanding. They collaborated with various organizations, from youth centers to senior homes, each experience enriching their mission. During one such visit to a rehabilitation center, they met Sarah, a young woman battling substance abuse. Her once bright eyes were dulled by hardship, and her posture spoke of defeat. Chance approached her cautiously, sensing her vulnerability. He rested his head on her lap, offering silent support. Sarah's hand trembled as she stroked his fur, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I don't deserve this," she whispered. "Everyone deserves compassion," Blues replied gently. "Chance doesn't judge your past, he sees who you are now." These interactions highlighted the profound effect Blues and Chance had on individuals, but their influence extended further. Inspired by their work, the community rallied together to support their mission. A local carpenter, Mr. Jensen, offered to build a training facility on Blues's property. "It's the least I can do," he said, his calloused hands sketching out plans. "You've brought so much hope to this town." Volunteers from all walks of life contributed, some donating materials, others offering their skills. The project became a symbol of unity, showcasing what could be achieved when a community came together. The facility, once completed, served as a hub for training therapy animals and educating handlers. Workshops were held regularly, attracting participants eager to make a difference. Blues and Chance led many of these sessions, their hands-on approach demystifying the process and empowering others. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the facility, Blues reflected on their journey. From a chance encounter at an auction to becoming catalysts for change, the path had been arduous yet rewarding. He looked at Chance, now sprawled contentedly at his feet. "We've come a long way, buddy." Chance thumped his tail in agreement, his eyes conveying unwavering loyalty. Their story was a testament to the ripple effect of compassion. What began as an act of kindness toward a rejected dog had blossomed into a movement, uniting a community and beyond. Blues and Chance had proven that with empathy and determination, even the most unlikely partnerships could inspire profound change. As Blues and Chance's story continued to inspire, their influence began to ripple beyond their immediate community, touching lives in unexpected places. One morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Blues received an email from a woman named Clara, a teacher at a school for children with special needs in a neighboring city. "I've heard about the incredible work you and Chance are doing," Clara wrote. "Our students face numerous challenges, and I believe a visit from you both could make a significant impact." Blues agreed, and a week later, they arrived at the school. The building was modest but vibrant, with murals depicting stories of resilience and hope adorning the walls. As they entered the main hall, the air buzzed with anticipation. The students, each unique in their abilities and challenges, gathered around, their eyes wide with curiosity. Blues shared his and Chance's journey, emphasizing themes of perseverance and the transformative power of compassion. After the talk, A young girl named Maya approached them. She communicated through sign language, her movements fluid and expressive. Clara, standing nearby, interpreted. Maya says she feels a connection with Chance, Clara relayed. She wants to know if she can pet him. Blues nodded, guiding Maya's hand to Chance's fur. As she gently stroked him, a radiant smile spread across her face, her eyes shimmering with joy. This visit sparked a series of events that extended far beyond the school's walls. Inspired by the encounter, Clara initiated a program to train therapy animals, involving both students and local volunteers. The initiative not only provided comfort to the children but also fostered a sense of purpose and community involvement. Meanwhile, back in Maplewood, the training facility Blues and Chance had established became a beacon for those seeking solace and connection. One day, a man named Robert arrived, his demeanor heavy with grief. "I lost my wife recently," he confided to Blues, his voice trembling. "The loneliness is unbearable." Blues introduced him to Bella, a gentle Labrador with a knack for sensing sorrow. As Robert spent time with her, the weight of his grief began to lift, replaced by a renewed sense of hope. News of the facility's success reached a local journalist, who penned an article highlighting the transformative work being done. The story garnered widespread attention, leading to increased support and resources. With this newfound backing, Blues expanded the facility's programs, offering workshops on animal-assisted therapy and collaborating with healthcare professionals to integrate these practices into traditional treatment plans. One such collaboration involved Dr. Samuel Hayes, a psychologist specializing in trauma recovery. Skeptical at first, Dr. Hayes observed a session where Chance worked with a veteran suffering from PTSD. As Chance gently nudged the veteran during a moment of distress, Dr. Hayes witnessed a profound shift in the man's demeanor. The experience challenged his preconceptions, leading him to incorporate therapy animals into his practice. The ripple effect of Blues and Chance's partnership continued to spread, influencing policies and practices in various sectors. Schools implemented programs to teach empathy through animal care, hospitals established therapy animal visits, and community centers offered training for those interested in the field. Reflecting on the journey, Blues marveled at how a single act of compassion, purchasing a rejected dog at an auction, had blossomed into a movement touching countless lives. It was a testament to the idea that small, heartfelt actions could indeed create waves of change. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the facility, Blues sat beside Chance, his hand resting on his loyal companion's head. "We've come a long way, buddy," he murmured. Chance looked up, his eyes reflecting the bond they shared, a bond that had not only transformed their lives but also the lives of many others.